Hi, everyone. I hope you're enjoying some rest time as we head into Christmas and New Year's. My office is officially closed for the holidays, but I've become infuriated at the way the State Bar of California is treating the online bar applicants from the October 2020 bar exam. And I am working in an advocacy role over these holidays to do what I can to bring some public attention to this issue. I'm asking for your help. First, before I get started on the why, here's my ask. Please sign my online petition. The link is provided here. Second, please consider sending a note on your own to the State Bar and the California Supreme Court. I'll give you those links too. And third, if you run into a bar applicant who's struggling with what we call a Chapter 6 notice, which I'll talk about in a minute, please consider helping them. So here's why I'm asking for your help. In October, 9,000 applicants sat for the online bar exam. As you probably know, this is not normal. We don't typically give the bar online, but to its credit, the State Bar of California and other bars around the country got their acts together and administered an exam online. There's a lot of good things about that. The problem is that just in the last 10 days to 2 weeks, the State Bar has sent violation notices to 3,000 of the 9,000 applicants. Now, that has to immediately hit you. 1/3 of the bar takers are being accused of cheating. Now, the notices are called Chapter 6 notices, and that's after Chapter 6 of the admissions rules. The recipients include federal appellate clerks, big law partners with 20 years experience in other jurisdictions, recent Yale grads, experienced foreign lawyers, and the ones you probably are more thinking of, the 25-year-old first-time takers. Now, I have no problem standing up and saying, there is no way 3,000 applicants cheated on this exam. So here's what the notices look like. They don't say much. They're delivered by email between December 10th and December 18th. Actually, a few may have come even before then. I think I've seen one dated the 4th. And they have a 10-day response time. Merry Christmas. Many of the notices are emailed out in editable form. And you might notice this one, unsigned and undated. And that's pretty common. Now, one practicing lawyer said to me, hey, rules are rules. If you violated them, then you pay the consequences. I get that, but it makes zero sense here. And this is why I wanted to do a video and have you hear me talk about this. Now, there are two main types of violations that we're seeing flagged. One is moving outside the webcam view. And on a 2-day exam, here's the deal. You're supposed to sit with your face visible in a little box on the screen the whole time. Now, AI, artificial intelligence, flags you if you're outside the box. But here's the thing, you can't monitor your video while you're taking the exam. The way the exam software works, you cannot use an external screen, so you're on just a laptop, no desktops allowed. So a laptop screen, you have the question and your answer on that screen. If you want to see your video to make sure you're in it, you click at the top and your video pops down. Oh, great, I see, I'm in it. Now you got to take the test. You can't leave your video there. Even if the software allows you to, which I'm not sure if it does, because I'm not allowed into it to play with it, you can't give up the real estate on your screen to have your video if you actually want to see the question and see your answer. Now, the box is so tight that I've been informed by clients that they had to request ADA accommodations just to be able to stretch their necks during the exam. Apparently, after a 2-day exam, you go like this. You just violated the rules. Squinting is another reason that a lot of applicants are speculating they may have come out of the exam, the window, the box, because they leaned in too close to read tiny font on the screen. But honestly, most of these applicants have no idea why they were flagged. They say, I took the exam 2 months ago. I know I tried very hard to stay within the box. I don't remember ever moving out of it. Now, audio is another big reason we're seeing these notices. It seems that there's a tech problem with the vendor software. This is not the applicant's fault. There's a lengthy history before the exam when this was raised with the bar, the Supreme Court, with the vendor, ExamSoft. Applicants spent hours with tech support before the exam fixing their mics. The bar released a new update to the software days before the exam and mandated that the exam takers install it. They actually said, oh, you don't have to test again. It's okay, as long as you updated the software. Well, many applicants weren't okay with that, so they went ahead and tested, and their mics were fine. They even have documentation ensuring their mics were fine. And then they get a notice this week. No, your mic wasn't working on the entire exam. Likely sanction, a 0 on the exam. You get to retake it. So you might think, all right, just write a letter and explain, right? I mean, common sense kind of says we should be able to explain this away. Well, you'd think. But bar procedures are not what you'd expect in any other context. And we do get to respond. And I've been writing letters on behalf of applicants. You got the 10-day window. You send in a response. The bar gets 30 days to get back to us. Meanwhile, the bar exam scores are going to be released. And everybody, all 3,000 people with pending Chapter 6 notices, they're not going to get their scores. So what's anyone who knows they took the exam going to think? They failed or they've been accused of cheating. Fantastic. Also, while this is pending, you can't register for the February exam. So you can't pass the next one if this doesn't get resolved. Now, even if you find out on January 9th that you failed the exam, like your score does get released, you only have about 6 weeks to get ready for the next exam because the windows are so tight with the delayed July to October exam. So if you don't get your score, you're really up a creek. Now, the biggest problem is most will likely fail the exam over this. The bar released procedures in July 2020 about how they'd handle notices, violation notices for this exam. And they clearly state that the videos will be flagged by AI, but 2 humans will review the video before notices go out. They also clearly say you'll get to see the video before you have to respond. Well, guess what? They changed the rules. So first, I personally seriously doubt that they are reviewing the video. They say they are, but given the quality of the notices we're seeing and the lack of detail and the fact that most applicants have absolutely no idea what it's referring to, it just seems impossible that a human actually, or 2 humans, actually reviewed this video and said, yep, looks like a rules violation. Unless they're just saying, oh yes, technically outside the box, you're done, you're cooked. Second, they aren't giving us the videos. The General Counsel of the State Bar informed law school deans in California that they will not be giving the video. The procedures have changed. And they released this matrix detailing the likely outcome of any of these violations, and certain ones they say are not disputable. One of those you cannot dispute is going outside the frame of the camera. And if you can't dispute it, you don't get the video, you don't get a hearing, you just get a 0. Now the bar says you get a 0 only on the session in which it happened. All right, if it was one essay, maybe you'd still pass. The problem is the poorly drafted notices often say various for various sessions, various times. So it's a 0 on the entire exam because at some point or points, you move too far. Now, the last time I looked, sitting still was not actually something that we test for on the bar exam. Oh, and one more thing. If you are flagged for one of those indisputable violations, like moving too far, they can rescind your good moral character determination. It will get referred to moral character, and based upon other types of cheating cases in the past before the online bar exam, typically they rescind your moral character approval. Now, I have a lot more detail about all of this if you really want to hear it, but right now my asks are simple. Support our next generation of lawyers by signing my online petition and or contacting the bar or California Supreme Court on your own. So if you decide to help, please look online for me or shoot me an email. I've made a video to help the applicants respond on their own, and that might be useful to you. Thanks for listening, and Merry Christmas.